The faith is disturbing.
Believe it. Okay.
What's going on, Geeks? You're listening to episode 337 of the Geeks Under Grace podcast. My name's Cody Armour. I'm here with Shelley Nollan.
Hello.
And Lj.Lowery.
Yo!
This week, we're geeking out about Nintendo. The best part of the Super Bowl, which is obviously the movie trailers, and Spider-Man. Before we get...
Listen, it's not the best part. Because Rihanna was the best part.
Okay. Rihanna could be the best part. Second
She
best
was
part
really good.
is
She
what we're
was
geeking out about.
amazing.
That new Smash Brothers stage that Nintendo revealed during the
Actually-
halftime shows.
Actually crazy. I can't believe it. Can't believe Rihanna's
Was it-
next.
Anyone else
Smash
get Squid
Brother.
Game vibes?
Kinda, yeah.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, with their like outfits.
She was repping the winning team. I mean, I'm just kidding.
Before we do that, we have the Level Up event. It's been announced. All of the guests have been announced.
Ooh.
That is
Yeah.
Doug Jones, who's an actor, Heather Tapp, Team Liquid, Bubba Stallcup, Love Thy Nerd, Tony Televeras, Nerd of Godcast, and then the executive director of Geeks Under Grace, myself.
Yeah.
Cool.
So excited.
It's gonna be awesome. I'm
Getting to
excited.
announce it
Yeah.
finally has been a lot of fun. Really cool to see everyone's reactions. People seem to be really enjoying it. We do have
Yeah.
it set up so that like you can watch it yourself at your house, if you want to, and just kind of use the little cards as like self-reflection. But at the end of each talk, there will be a kind of a rotation, a carousel of discussion points. And so if you want to do this with like your church group, like a small group, or your entire church, if you're a pastor that want to do this, you could do that as well, and kind of just discuss everything as we're going. So.
Ooh, that gives me a fun idea. I will mention later, but
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I was gonna say I think it'd be neat if I don't know if this was planned this way, but maybe whoever's streaming afterwards can maybe go over some of those and talk with chat about it.
They wanted to.
It'll be cool.
Yep, I'm excited. There'll be, like he's mentioned, video game streaming between the speakers. It's not going to go all night, but it's going to go pretty late into the night, especially if you're East Coast. I think it's like 5 or 6 a.m.
Yep.
Eastern.
I'll be on that graveyard shift as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that if you were at the time that it wasn't getting over at like 10 o'clock, I believe.
Yeah.
So it should be
It's like
4 a.m. Eastern, so I think it's at like...
So it's like 1 or 2, I think. Yeah. Yeah, because even I'm not having to stay up as late as I usually do
I know.
doing these things. I'm like, I get some sleep.
Yeah, I'm
I'd like to
definitely
see it.
kind of excited about the fact that we're not going to be streaming all the way through.
Yeah.
With some breaks to sleep and stuff.
Like
It's a lot more involved, and that was a big part for me. Was I'm going to have to do a lot on the back end, and so I was like, I can't just
Oh yeah.
be up for 2 days straight.
Right.
Yeah.
We've been there.
Yep, we've done that. It's going to be a good time, though. It's going to be on twitch.tv/GeeksGrace, March 3rd and 4th. That's a Friday and a Saturday. Friday, it starts at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Sweet.
Be there. Please. Put a lot of work into it.
Oh yeah.
We'll get into the video games we've been playing now. I've just been playing Chained Echoes during my Twitch streams. That's basically been it. And yeah, almost got to a point. I'm so bad. My thing with JRPGs is you have to save a lot, and I
Yeah.
always forget. And so I definitely got to a point where it was not working out, and I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to finish this game. Like I just can't. I didn't have the items. I didn't have a way to get items, and I was losing every single time, like way under level. And I was like, I might just be done. Because I think I only have one save. I'm not one of those that has like 20 different saves going on.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I was like, I guess I'm not playing this game anymore. But I did get through a little bit of luck and a lot of snacks, which are like potions in the game.
That's cool.
But what about you, LJ? Speaking of potions.
Yeah.
Salah.
I have played a lot. Well, I guess like 16 hours. Which isn't even like. So I have been playing Hogwarts Legacy. It is very good. I enjoy it a lot. There's so much you can do. It's really good. It's very faithful to like there are like character names or whatever. There's just like a lot of lore and a lot of stuff that like even I'm familiar with as somebody who's like a lapsed like Harry Potter fan. Like,
Yeah.
I dropped off maybe like I remember watching Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix, but like my definite the ones that I watched most of were like the first one, second one, and maybe the third one. But there's just so much that even I like enjoyed, and it's been very nostalgic for me. And so it's kind of brought me back to this like childhood memories of like, oh, like I was really into this thing. I had the games, I had the toys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was a good feeling, and it makes me happy that the game is being from most sites. The game is being reviewed, at least from what I can tell, from an unbiased perspective. And I think that's neat. I'm like, that's cool that, like that most sites have seemed to do that. Regardless of, J.K. Rowling and stuff like that. But it is really good. If you are a fan, and I don't know how to put this, but if you're a fan and you can separate the art from the artist kind of thing, the team that made this, it's definitely a labor of love. I am playing on performance mode, so I don't really have any like frame hiccups or anything, or
What are you playing on again?
PS5.
Okay.
Yeah. But I figured like I'm gonna play on performance mode because I feel like maybe if I try the like visual mode, then maybe I might see some more frame drops if I do it that way. But I don't know. Like I've had a really good time with it. It's a big meaty RPG. There's so much to do. I've started spending a lot of time in the room of requirement, collecting animals and feeding them and customizing that kind of thing. It's really neat. There's a lot of depth to it. A lot of spells. And they don't throw it all at you all at once. Like it's kind of this drip feed you're getting throughout the game of different spells, and then like certain missions will like require you to learn a spell because they're like, hey, like use this for a puzzle. So it's not all like combat spells. There's a lot of spells you use in like puzzles and stuff like that too. It's super cool. I don't really know what else to say. I know that there's some people are not comfortable with purchasing the game right now, and that's cool too. But if you find yourself in a place in which you decide to purchase it, I think any Harry Potter fan is going to be pleasantly surprised and pleased with this game. So
Cool.
that's that's what I got to say about it.
What else you been playing?
Yep. Let's see. Did I list anything else? Let me go look real quick. I have been playing because the Nintendo Direct we'll talk a little bit about later is Metroid Prime, the remaster that they just shadow dropped, which I kind of predicted they would. Like I was like, wait, when they announced it, I'm like, ooh, are they gonna shadow drop it like right now? And so they did, and it's very pretty. It's a significant enough visual upgrade. It just looks. It's kind of like when I played the Dead Space remake. Like, it looks as I maybe wanted to think of it from back in the day. They do have, like, a casual mode, so it's like they have, like, a normal mode and a casual mode. It's got modern controls because the original game didn't necessarily have, like, twin-stick, like, shooter controls weren't really, like, a big...
Yeah, I tried playing the original.
Yeah.
I had never played it. I tried playing the original maybe 6 months ago. And that's why I'm really excited about this. And having one joystick to, like, move and... Like,
yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, because the big thing is like the lock on and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but I don't remember how it controlled in the original. But I just remember it being like very wonky.
Yeah.
Because Metroid Prime is definitely an adventure game first before it's a shooter. So that's a fun way to look at it. But they modernized it so it feels like it controls like a twin stick shooter like you remember it.
okay,
you can also do motion. Yeah, so you can also do motion controls apparently. Kind of like the Wii or whatever.
I'm not concerned about that at all.
Or I mean, like maybe like a Splatoon kind of thing where you can like move the Joy-Con, like stuff like that.
If you have both your hands and do two different things, that would be kind of fun.
Yeah, so I mean, she mostly operates on the one right? Like gun cannon. Yeah. Aside from like grapple. Yeah, aside from like grappling and stuff like that too, she's got a grappling hook you eventually get and stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to be playing during
It's good. It's really good. I think people are a little disappointed it wasn't the whole trilogy.
Yeah.
Because now they can literally drop the other two for $40 each now if they want.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we'll get into more Nintendo stuff later. But it's really good.
Cool. What have you been playing, Shelley?
So I started and beat Tinykin.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was getting a little bit tired of... and I'll go back to play more of it for sure, but I was getting a little tired of Spiritfarer because I'm just kind of at a point where I just like need more money and need more unlocks, and it's just not super duper fun right now, but it's still a lovely game. But that and Potion Craft 2 is also like just kind of a long grind game. I'm like, I can't really have 2 long grind games going on right now. All these other folks are passing me backlog golf. Like, I just need to try. I just need something else. And so I started Tinykin. Because it's been on my list for a while, and I bought it a while ago and everything.
Nice.
And if you don't know what Tinykin is, you've never saw any of the like ads for it or anything. It looks a lot like Pikmin. So you're running around this little guy, and you got these even smaller little guys behind you, and they all have different abilities. So some of them can lift things, some of them can blow up, some of them are conductive to electricity, some of them can stack on top of each other so you can climb up, stuff like that. So I think the last one is you can build bridges with them, and they're just cute little guys. They're Tinykin. That's what they're called. So
That
yeah,
sounds
very
adorable.
similar to Pikmin, but instead of Pikmin, where you are trying to collect parts of your spaceship or fruit or treasures, depending on what Pikmin you're playing, on this abandoned land with all these cool artifacts. It's somewhat similar, but you're in a big house instead. You're in a big house, and you're still moving cool stuff around, and you are actually still trying to build a spaceship to go home, just like you are in Pikmin 1, but it's way less... and I know part of the charm about Pikmin is the sort of depressing kind of lonely atmosphere. Like, that environment is what draws a lot of people to that game specifically, which I fully respect, but Tinykin is way more upbeat. It's way more wholesome, because there's just a bunch of bugs living in this house, and you get to help out these bugs, and they're all just do fun stuff, and... I don't know. You just get to help them out as you're building up this contraption that's supposed to get you back home, and it's just a really cute game, and it also feels really nice to play because there's a lot of movement options. Because you can not only just walk around like normal, but you get a hover jump, so you can instead of like double jumping, if you hit the A button again, you get a little bubble around you, so you can hover, and so. As you get more collectibles, you get more bubbles, more hover bubbles. And so as the game goes on, you can sort of glide farther and further to be able to explore more of these really, really well-designed rooms. Like, these rooms look like they could exist in someone's actual house, but they just are fun to explore. You want to explore. At least I do. I just want to look around and be like, all these shelves and stuff. You can interact with things. And you're rewarded for interacting with these things and sort of exploring these places, which is very fun. And yeah, it's just oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, instead of running, you can surf on a bar of soap. That's really fun. It helps you get around the map really quickly. There's also ways to basically unlock, once you get to a certain point in the map, you may be able to unlock basically like a little zip line. So as you keep going, you can get more zip lines, and so you can end up being able to get around the map really, really fast, which is awesome and very satisfying. It's just a really satisfying game. You just see something, you're like, hey, I need my little Tinykin to pick that thing up and bring it somewhere. You throw your Tinykin on it, and you help them get to where they need to go. It's just it's an easy game. You don't even have a life bar or life counter or anything. If you fall and die, you just go back to where you fell from. So it's not a hard game by any means, but it feels really fun to play. And also the sound design is actually kind of crazy. The sound design's really good in this game because you're going to be interacting with all these different materials that you're walking on or throwing Tinykin on, and it sounds like those materials like in real life, especially when they throw in like little musical instruments and stuff. One of the first rooms you encounter has like a piano and has like little xylophones and stuff, and like walking on them is so satisfying. Just walking around, it's just a very satisfying, wholesome game. So I did beat it, but I think I might just try to go ahead and 100% it because I don't think it's going to be too difficult. It basically is a matter of, I think, getting all the collectibles and getting doing all the little quests and things like that, which the quests are just kind of fun to do because again, you're mostly just helping out like these ants or these beetles, like, and they're just cute. They're just vibing. There's some dragonflies there too. So if you found Pikmin maybe too hard or intimidating, it's fine because I'm right there with you. Like, I do like Pikmin, but I am a little intimidated by it sometimes. This is a really, really great alternative. This is a really great, quick, short game that you could just pick up, and it's going to give you those same vibes of, like, you're just a small little guy in a big world, and you have an army of little funky little guys behind you who want to help you out, and you can do stuff with them, and you can problem solve. So I highly recommend Tinykin. Really cute.
Cool.
I like the art style already. Looking at
It is. The art style's really cute too. The music's good. Honestly, I have like nothing bad to say about it. The only thing is that it's so short. It only took me 6.5 hours to beat.
Oh, wow.
But it was a good experience, and at least for me, I was kind of happy with how short it was, simply because of backlog golf. I was like, am I almost done? Am I going to roll credits soon? I just rolled credits like today. So,
You've been playing a lot of big games too, so I'm sure it was like refreshing.
I do. It's usually what I'm drawn to is these long freaking games that take like 70 hours to beat. So it's actually refreshing that I can just beat a game in less than 10 hours. It's crazy. But yeah.
Cool.
Well, we get into the gaming news then. LJ, what's going on with that Nintendo Direct?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
speaking of Pikmin,
Yeah, Pikmin 4.
Hey.
they opened it up with Pikmin 4, which having played a little bit of 3 recently, it does still remind me a lot of 3. It doesn't look like a lot has changed, but it still looks fun. I mean, more Pikmin.
Get a dog. You get a dog.
Yes,
now.
that Pikmin dog, that alien dog thing looks like the sweetest. Like, yeah, I was like, I want it. I want to hug it.
Yes.
But yeah, so that was one of the big things. I'm just gonna kind of go through a few highlights here. The other thing, so we did mention the Metroid thing already. So that's exciting. If you want to check out Metroid, Metroid Prime specifically, now's a good time to do it.
Yeah.
The other thing, I do not think so. A lot of it was they tried to tell everybody like, hey, like we're only going to be talking about things that are the first half of this year, right? But there's so many surprises, like all the way up through July. I'm like, that's past half the year now. Like y'all are getting like they trolled us. Another thing they magically just dropped out of nowhere was the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Oh,
I was
man.
like, I don't know that I expected that it would ever happen. Because they have the Nintendo 64 stuff that they put out last year. But it makes me happy that, like, I mean, we already know the games that we're going to be getting for it too. But it makes me happy that Minish Cap is, like, you can play that. Like, I can play that game legally now because whenever I first played it was years ago, like, on an emulator. And I'm like, I always wanted to actually play the game for myself. Like, you know, like, I played it for a little bit, but whatever.
Cap.
And that game is one of the most expensive Game Boy Advance games to, like, find out in the market right now.
Wait, really?
So,
I have a copy.
Yeah.
I should
Yeah,
look into
no,
well, at this
it's
point,
ridiculous.
probably sales are going to drop because, again, you can just get it on Switch now.
Yeah, so it's ridiculous. It's expensive just to even get like a legit copy because now there's a lot of fakes too. But either way, I get to play Minish Cap now. I'm also excited for Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
Yeah,
that game is so good.
That's cool.
That's another game I didn't necessarily own myself, but I'm like, I get access to these things. Game Boy Color has some cool stuff, but we're going to be getting more from all of this, so I'm excited.
Yeah,
it's
and
just more.
I'm excited that they're putting Fire Emblem Blazing Sword on there.
Yeah, that was like I was saying last
Blazing-
week. Like that was my first Fire Emblem game, so it's like I'm gonna get to play that again.
And I'm like, as much as I would still like them to, if at all, prioritize like the games that actually never came to the West.
Yeah.
It's still a dub. And like, who knows? Maybe they'll get Sacred Stones as well, which I actually haven't finished. I've been meaning to restart and try again, but now I can potentially do it on the Switch. Would be really cool. But again, like, everyone's heard me rant about it, how IS and Nintendo keep doing stupid things where they're not letting new fans or even old fans play these games on their actual systems. But now, for anyone who's been playing Engage and really likes Lynn, or maybe got the DLC and really likes Hector, which of course you gotta love Hector. Now you can play the game that they're from and realize that neither of them are the protagonists. It's Elliewood. Rip Elliewood. But I think that's really exciting. It's still sad that so many others aren't accessible, but the fact that they're even acknowledging it and releasing it in some capacity is like, oh, finally. Finally.
Yeah. We're gonna get, so we have Link's Awakening on Game Boy.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Oracle of Ages and Seasons, I believe.
Oh, my husband's so excited about those. Yeah,
Golden Sun. I've been hearing Jamie talk about Golden Sun for years, and it's another one of those games again. I've not really gotten to play it, so like that's gonna be one of them too.
Heck
A lot of big meaty games on like Game Boy Advance too. Like you're gonna sink a lot of time into those. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm trying to look in. Yeah, more stuff. Give us more. I'm trying to think what else was on here that was kind of notable. I do want to touch on the Tears of the Kingdom stuff, because right before the Direct, a few days before, there was the thing where people were seeing listings going up for $70 for Tears of the Kingdom, and that is actually confirmed. If you go to buy it, it's $70, and I guess Nintendo has said that it actually, not every first party game is actually going to be $70 now. They just said like the ones that like warrant it, like their probably biggest ones will be $70.
The ones they know they can make money off of.
Big ones.
Yeah. So I bet you if they try any more,
lose money on.
Yeah, so I bet you if they try and do any like more mediocre Mario Sports spinoffs, like those will probably stay like 50 or 60. Probably 60. But just, their biggest games, I think, are going to be at that price now. But, and also good news, I feel like they did put it out at the right time. They have the online vouchers back, which the game vouchers basically means you spend $100, you get 2 game tickets basically out of a list of their games, and you get to basically claim those 2, then buy those 2 for $100. So, if you are planning to buy Tears of the Kingdom, you are getting a deal. You're basically buying Tears of the Kingdom and you're getting another game half off. Because most games you're spending $60 and maybe getting $20 off. But if you're buying Tears of the Kingdom, that's a bigger discount, I think. So
I'm so excited for Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah. Yeah. I have not finished Breath of the Wild yet, so I don't really have any reason to be excited. Yeah, I'm like close, I believe. It's just one of those games. I have an addiction, so I just dropped off of it.
And durian fruit, was that what it was?
Yeah.
I way over prepped for that fight.
Yeah. I think like I'm on like the last divine beast I need or something, but yeah. So that's just kind of huge that $70 they're moving towards that price like a lot of other companies are. Yeah, and I think I was gonna try and see what other like games are on here. That's unless there's anything that stuck out to you guys other than like what I've already mentioned. Advanced Wars 1 and 2 actually has a release date now, which is in April, which also feels weird because it feels like they could have just dropped that since it was delayed because of the Ukraine stuff. So Advanced Wars 1 and 2 has a date as well.
Yes, finally they've acknowledged. Advanced Wars.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. So I think that's really it. I'm looking at stuff here. Octopath Traveler 2 that comes out like really.
Yeah, there was Xenoblade Chronicles 3 another wave of DLC.
Yeah.
There was the Wave of Engage DLC. Really, I was so distracted by
Splatoon. Yeah, Splatoon passes. I feel bad for Splatoon 3 because I played it for like a week or two and just like I'm like, okay, cool, this is more Splatoon. Like,
yeah, I kind of forget that it's there.
Yeah, and then I think I played more of the Table Turf game, which was basically like a tabletop game within like Splatoon 3.
Yeah.
I spent more time playing that than I actually did playing regular Splatoon 3.
And now you can play Splatoon 1 in Splatoon 3.
Yeah.
That was their DLC. That was their whole... Not their whole marketing thing, because they did
the
have
hub area and everything,
another story DLC, which is probably great, actually. But just, I thought that was so funny. I'm like, oh, nice. It's just Splatoon 1.
Splatception.
It's just Splatoon 1. I'm like, okay. So you'll have Splatoon 1 and 2 and 3 all in the same system. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, I think that's kind of it.
Well, we'll get into the movies that we've seen this week. I'm excited for Ant-Man next week. Hopefully I'll have it seen.
Yes, that's already coming Friday. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Seems so soon.
Yeah, it does.
But, Shelley, you go first.
Yeah, so I did watch a movie this week. It's a movie I've seen. It's a movie I love. It's a movie my husband had never seen. And we watched, I had mentioned before, we watched Puss in Boots' Last Wish already, right? I already talked about this. And I'm like, there's a lot of Shrek references in that movie that I understood, but my husband did not understand. I'm like, have you seen Shrek? And he's like, well, I've seen Shrek. I think it was a long time ago. I'm like, well, have you seen Shrek 2? He's like, no. I'm like, well, we gotta fix that. So we watched Shrek 2. And granted, it's been a while since I've seen Shrek 2, but it is probably still my favorite of all of them. I love Shrek 2. I think the music's so fun. Yeah. I think the messaging's really wholesome. I think all the characters are really good. All the voices are so great. And again, it introduces Puss in Boots. So that was kind of why I was like, we need to watch like his origin story, bro. It's not even his origin story, but it's just his introduction. When you watch his introduction.
Yeah.
The fairy godmother is so iconic. Prince Charming is so stupid. And it's just great. I just love that movie so much.
That's a fun movie.
That's really all I have to say. I don't have any new things. I just love that movie.
I was talking to somebody, and I don't remember, they had said that they read, so this is person said something, someone else said something, someone else said something. But that the original Shrek movie was one of the most influential movies for millennials, as far as like,
yes, it's gotta be.
Goes.
Everybody quotes Shrek like all the time.
Shrek is
or just
great.
like the way that we frame our humor and like what our humor comes from.
I was even noticing that in Shrek 2 because most of the humor, not all of the humor, was either visual gags or like a reference to something. I'm like, aha, my humor. No wonder I love this movie.
Oh yeah,
the start. Anyways, full stuff. What have you been watching, Jose?
So I watched bits and pieces of both of these movies because like I stayed home from work all day. Allergies hit me hard, and so I stayed home on Friday and watched a couple movies. So I did watch. I bought on Vudu. I bought Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Let's go.
So I was influenced by this not only because I've seen a few like TikTok like clips from it, but also I think the 20th anniversary of the 2003 series is this year.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. I watched it
checks out
early.
So I'm very tempted to go and watch it myself because I think it's on Paramount Plus, which I have. So like I'm just like and for whatever reason, just TMNT stuff started popping up on my feed. So I'm like, okay. And then I was also playing a lot of Injustice 2 recently on stream, and I played as the Turtles for a majority of it. So,
also
Batman
on
versus
the show is just on YouTube for free.
On YouTube, nice. Cool. So, Batman versus TMNT, like this one's not on like HBO Max or anything, right? And I believe it's because of the Nickelodeon tie-in. So it's like they probably can't have this on with like a bunch of their other animated stuff. But the just the interactions between like the Gotham and then like the Foot Clan and just everything involved between like Batman and the Turtles. It's such a weird like clash, but it works. It's just funny. and just watching the interactions that Batman has and the Bat family, like that interactions they have with the Turtles are quite hilarious. And the whole usual comic book crossover thing happens where it's like, okay, we're gonna meet each other and fight on a misunderstanding, but at the end of the day, we're gonna beat the bad guys.
Then we'll combine our powers. Yeah.
It's good. It's really fun. I think I got it for like $15. It's really solid, especially if you're a TMNT fan, and also they obviously play off of Batman's, like edginess, edgelordness, because like Turtles are carefree, silly, silly team, so they play off of that. It's good though. I like it. And then the other thing I watched, probably less of actually, I watched Chamber of like a good chunk of Chamber of Secrets, like maybe like 20 minutes or so, but it was really nice to like again going back to that nostalgia feeling. After playing Hogwarts Legacy, I was like, oh yeah, like this is so weird. Like especially seeing the actors again, I'm like, oh wow, they were so young,
they're so small.
Going back to it, and then just like, and then and even I felt myself almost doing the Leonardo DiCaprio like meme where he's like pointing at the TV.
Oh my
because,
gosh, that's amazing.
So they travel by Flume, right, to Diagon Alley. And that part was quite funny because like the way Harry messes it up. And so, but actually the fast travel in Hogwarts Legacy is by Flume technically, because there are these small Flume like torches around the school.
Flume powder, yep.
Yeah.
So good.
And so there's like a bunch of those around the school and like the surrounding area in the game. So I was like, hey, like I understand what that is. Like that's
I
awesome.
understood that reference.
Yeah. So I was just like, hey, that's kind of cool. So it's been like just off of that one moment, like I can tell that like me watching these movies is also going to add to my experience of playing Hogwarts Legacy too. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna like genuinely sit down and try to watch all of these at some point while I'm playing the game. So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Those movies give me so much life.
Oh yeah,
I love those movies. They're definitely
nostalgia.
Movies.
And then like I was still kind of in a stupor kind of from being sick, and so I fell asleep maybe 30 minutes into the movie, and then I was out for so long that I think like Prisoner of Azkaban was like already into it when I woke up. I was like, oh wow, okay, I missed the whole movie. Yeah, but no, I was just like, yeah, no, it was cool to watch what I watched, and it just makes me excited to like keep going into those, especially the later ones, since I have not seen anything past Order of the Phoenix. So,
oh really?
Yeah, I've not seen anything past it. Like for whatever reason, I grew out of like Harry Potter for some reason. Like
it couldn't be me.
So like but that's why it's been really cool to go back. Yeah. So yeah, those are the movies I've watched.
Cool. I only watched one movie, and that was
oh yeah.
I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Day Shift.
Oh.
The
Jamie
vampire.
Foxx.
Yeah. It was
Dave
a
Franco.
movie. I don't know what to say about it. Like it was good.
It's fun. Yeah.
It was better than Bright. I
oh yeah.
definitely like
low bar.
Compared the two.
That is a low bar. Very low bar.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of dumb fun.
Yeah.
Fighting zombies in modern day. Not zombies, vampires. So, it's on Netflix. It's free to watch if you have Netflix, you can watch it. So
I definitely connect with that culture and vibe since like that's the area that like I'm from is Southern California. So just that whole vibe of that movie.
I'll throw this out there. I didn't know Reseda was a real location.
Yeah.
I thought that was like
Reseda? Yeah.
I thought that was for Karate Kid. Like I thought they made up.
Nope, that is a legit
town.
Nope, yep. I lived probably not far from there, to be honest. Yep.
It was good. I was waiting for some kind of Karate Kid like reference. There was nothing. The apartments looked very similar.
Oh yeah.
It's like that's like Persona 5 fans seeing a picture of Tokyo and be like, Shibuya, they made it in real life.
Yeah.
They made real Shibuya.
Yep. And it's funny because there's not necessarily like the All Valley in Southern California. That's not a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the biggest karate tournaments, it does take place in Southern California in Long Beach.
I wonder if that's because of the show, because of the movie.
Well, it was before the movie.
Was it before the movie?
Before,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah. So it's like I wonder if that has something an influence on the movie, though.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's cool. I'm ready for a Day Shift Karate Kid crossover. They're very totally different movies, but it's fine.
Oh yeah.
We've got a bunch of trailers in the news.
They're so long. So
Yeah.
all these trailers were kind of premiered during the Super Bowl, but not really
Yep.
because they were just trailers for the trailers, which I
Watch online
hate.
now.
Yeah, they were shorter and they were recent. And obviously
It's free to
happens
upload
every
to
year,
YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just annoying. It's literally a trailer for a trailer, but whatever.
Yeah.
We watched the full trailers, and we watched full trailers for Fast X, The Flash, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So those are the three kind of like main big movie ones that were at the Super Bowl. Let's talk about Fast X first. Let's share our thoughts. Then we'll kind of go through the rest of them. I have no thoughts. I don't care about this franchise. What do you guys think?
I
hadn't
still don't know how I feel about Paul Walker making an appearance.
Oh, that's right.
Like that just seems. I'm sure maybe if that's what he wanted, and I don't know if that's what he wanted or not. I know that he really loved that franchise, the way Vin Diesel does. But it just is like so weird seeing him in the movie.
You don't know how involved he's going to be. Well, like his face, I mean. Like how involved that character
I
will
feel
be.
like in the trailer, it looked like it was just flashbacks.
It did.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. It did look like a flashback.
Yeah.
It won't be too heavily. It would be really weird if like his brother reprised the role and then they just like
AI'd his face. Yeah.
Like that would be for like these flashbacks. That's okay, but like if they did that for a whole movie, that would feel a little gross.
That would be weird.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
It's crazy that we could do that now. Like we could have had a Black Panther 2 and just CGI.
That would have
whole...
been.
That would
It'd be real bad. It would have.
Mhm.
People would have. They would
Yeah.
outcry. Unless.
Oh, yeah.
But like, what if the person that like is dead asks for it before he dies, and like, yeah, do that. Like, I don't know. It just seems weird. Still,
Yeah.
Technology's odd. I
Yeah,
watched a thing. This is kind of a tangent, but it was Phil Franco, and he made up like a scenario in which a guest on his podcast said something that would be like super controversial, and he was like, "That never happened. I just like created that in an app, but it looks real and sounds real. I don't know.
Huh.
AI stuff and like what they can do with remapping things is
Oh, yeah.
pretty crazy. Anyways, that was my biggest takeaway was Paul Walker. Jason Momoa definitely gets overshadowed by the fact that someone came back from the dead.
This movie, I mean, it just looks bonkers. I mean, like that's what we always expect out of this franchise, but it just looks like even more over the top. I think like, I'm just like I have no idea what's going on in this trailer, but it's like it's Fast and Furious. Like it's just what it is.
It's almost
So.
Mission Impossible to me.
Yeah.
We're doing some of the stunts and things that I saw, and I was like, oh man, that looks like.
Even
Mission
John
Impossible.
Cena looks like he's back, and I still haven't seen that last movie, and I'm just like, oh, okay, so he's back too. Like, I feel like Vin Diesel is like the Goku of this franchise because like people just like decide they want to join him, you know, like.
And I love that they're leaning into that family thing so ridiculously.
It's
Family.
But it's just funny because it's like almost everybody he's encountered like ends up like. I mean, even like it's like an anime, but like American Hollywood. Like it's just like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
maybe Fast is the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure of like American film. Like
it is definitely odd.
Yeah, like it's just out there now.
I don't know. I don't have any other thoughts besides that. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I've seen all of them, and not because I like wanted to either. It's just kind of like happened.
You
throughout the years.
expect good dumb popcorn fun out of it. Like you don't
Yes.
take it. You don't go in to expect something serious.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
the first movie where I don't remember which one it was, what number, that I actually seriously started watching these movies is like I'm going to go out and try to watch it and not just falling into viewing it. Was the one with the runway. And the runway is like 15 minutes long.
7?
Is that it?
Or was it 6? Was it 6? Oh, I don't know. I don't remember anymore.
It's when they started to get real ridiculous. And it's just an endless runway where all this stuff is happening.
Yep.
It's like, when is this going to take off?
Yeah.
But anyways, I'll watch it. I won't like it.
Yeah.
That's how it is. What else, Shelley?
The Flash. Ezra Miller. They're back.
How do you feel about it?
Somehow.
Yeah.
It looks... Yeah. And now there's 2 of them.
This is another movie.
There's
Like,
2 of them
I didn't...
now.
I still didn't
they said,
understand what was going on in this movie either.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like,
strong enough
what?
to overshadow the fact that Ezra Miller kidnapped people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's really... I remember this trailer specifically during the Super Bowl because one of my friends was like, they really got Ezra Miller back? Aren't they in prison? And I'm like, hey, you got a point there. I don't
Apparently
know how
they
I feel
did.
about that.
Apparently they did some reshoots after all that. Like, rumor had it.
Yeah, I don't... They would have had to do a bunch of reshoots because everything is
because
different
of
now.
the changes. I think I said this last time. I hope Ezra Miller is really committed to their rehabilitation, as James Gunn says. Like, I hope they are really gonna like own up to everything, and I hope that's the way they do it.
That's what we.
That's
hope.
fine. I
It's-
just don't
it's-
think they should be the Flash.
It's still awkward.
I
yeah,
agree.
like,
You can. It's Like you
We're
can
still-
go
We're gonna
get
get rid of
help.
Henry Cavill, but keep Ezra Miller.
it's still wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
I
you could
agree.
go get help and also give up your career.
Yeah.
You could say, "Hey, I need to be better, and I apologize," and still
You can't just
you
get to go mess
should, in
around
fact,
and
still
like
take
get
the
a pass.
consequence. Exactly. You still
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to. It's like
Yeah.
to another kind of, I don't know if this is a good comparison. The big outing of all those Smash players years and years ago. There was a couple of years ago where just like so many Smash players were outed as just awful people. I'm not going to repeat
I remember that. Yeah.
on the podcast, but just awful things. And a lot of these people are just like, oh, I apologize. I'm better now, whatever. And we're like, cool, go be better somewhere else. Like, you are not welcome to the Smash community. You have lost that privilege. You've lost that. And you need to go get therapy, go do whatever you got to do, but you're not welcome back here. You don't need Smash, and we don't need you. And that's kind of, I feel like that's how it should be. It's like, listen, there's still room for reconciliation. There's still room for you to
but like not
get better, but that doesn't mean that you deserve to be in that space where you hurt people. And granted, I don't think Ezra Miller necessarily hurt people in the Hollywood space, I suppose, but I just think like there's room for both canceling the sense of saying, hey, you were in this position of power, and this community, and for Ezra Miller actor, right, that's a lot of power. Just being a celebrity in general, like, remove that power, but you can still go get help, and you can still become a better person. You could grow and change, do all those different things. There's room for both. You don't have to tear down your life absolutely completely until there's nothing left, but also don't just let them go scot-free. Like, there's room for both. In fact, there should be room for both.
I'm not even against them acting still. It's just weird.
Dude should do his time. Yeah.
Like, this all happened while that movie was being made. Maybe just don't release that movie. I don't know. It seems
weird.
odd.
Yeah.
To choose it. And they're talking about keeping Ezra Miller after
it's
this.
that thing. Yeah, it's like that thing you were saying, like, James, it's kind of scummy for James Gunn to keep his baby, Peacemaker. Yeah. But it also feels weird that, like, okay, like, so y'all are just gonna, like, let this go to and keep this Flash? Like, okay, like, this is weird. Yeah. I know everybody wants, like, Grant Gustin, like, to be the Flash. I'm like, that show is literally ending. I don't know if he's got, like, the chops to be a lead, like, movie star.
By the way,
like,
Red Death is gonna be the villain of season 9. For those who don't know, Red Death is Batman. It is an evil Batman. And I am so excited.
That's crazy.
I'm probably not going to watch the show. I'll probably watch like a catch-up on YouTube, but I want to watch this.
Sure. That's fair.
Just for Batman Flash.
Batman Flash is crazy. Yeah.
The other thought I had about this trailer, besides all of that, was, well, one, obviously I'm still incredibly tired of this multiverse stuff, except if it's Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse is fine.
Yeah.
It's an exception. It started it, okay? That's why. It's an exception. But as far as other superhero multiverse stuff goes, I'm just tired of it, so I don't care. But I will say, Michael Keaton Batman, that's pretty cool.
And Batfleck back too as well.
I know, he was also there. I'm like, wow, hello.
I do wish that this was more of a historical. We're talking about time travel. The Flash is going to these different universes. It would have been really cool for it to be kind of a spotlight on the history of DC. Because it feels very much, as cool as it is to have Keaton back as Batman, it feels very much like who could we get?
Yeah, that's true.
I would have rather you kind of go through everything, you know, Linda Carter, and the old DC movies, and just kind of get Ryan Reynolds back as Green Lantern. Like they really could have done kind of a spotlight on where DC was, and
erase it.
Yeah, and kind of this is where we were, and then this movie is going to, because that's what it's going to do, catapult us into the future, and then actually reboot the universe, James Gunn, and not just halfway do it. Keep your Peacemaker. But I think that would have been a really cool way to separate. This is the past, and then this is going to be the future of DC from now on. I think there's kind of a missed opportunity there, but this movie was also made way before that was in plans.
That's true.
Yep.
But yeah, I won't be watching it. That's none of my opinions even matter. But movie I'll probably watch, honestly. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah. Let's watch everyone die.
I feel like this is finally the first trailer I'm watching. And I know it's not even that different from the other trailers that they've already released for this movie, where I'm actually like the slightest hint excited. I feel like it's the finally where I'm like, oh, I feel like they're actually gonna maybe try this time. And who knows, I might be disappointed. But it made me feel something, which is something Marvel hasn't been able to do for a while, except, at least, I guess maybe I should specify. Marvel's made me feel a lot of negative emotions. This was a positive emotion, and it was kind of nice. It was like a nice little warm, fuzzy feeling. So I'm trying to hold on to that. What do you guys think?
I'm interested to see how serious this movie's going to be.
Yeah.
This trailer, and all the trailers so far have been really serious. There's a funny moment at the very end of it.
There's always is some little thing.
A little stinger. But this looks real, and that makes me interested too, and just I'm curious. I'm very curious about the future DC. And so, can James Gunn make a serious movie? Can James Gunn make?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
If you look at Peacemaker, you look at Guardians, then you get that kind of. We mentioned this with Rick and Morty's creator. Like you get that kind of one-trick pony kind of thing.
Yep.
And so, if he's gonna be directing Superman, I'd want to be able to. Can he create emotion as well as he's going to need to in this movie and then in future movies? And I think this movie will be telling of that. I'm really interested if it's going to be just another comedy or if it's going to take another tone. We haven't seen anything in the MCU change tone with the same director.
Right.
So that would be kind of cool. Yeah, we'll see James Gunn's chops. What's he's got?
Yeah.
What about you, LJ?
I'm excited for it. It did feel kind of weird to be like, oh, like this is the last Guardians movie. It just kind of they've been such a big part of like the MCU, and like and to be honest, I think the humor of Guardians kind of made Marvel go on this little like obviously like humor, like, oh, we're gonna do funny like kick for like a year.
You're right.
And I definitely got annoyed with it. Like we had like we had Homecoming, we had Ragnarok, and I'm just like oh my gosh. Come on. I'm like, come on guys, like, which in hindsight, like, I had to watch Homecoming a few times before I could appreciate it. I watched Ragnarok and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is really good. But yeah, and I think it had it for better or worse, it has had a very strong influence on how they do humor in the MCU, I think.
Definitely.
so which is crazy to be like, okay, yeah, well, they have to get serious now, like you were just saying. So I'm just like, oh, like wow, this is the end of the road for them, like whatever that looks like. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, from that we can get into TV shows that we've been watching. Last of Us. You gonna start there, LJ?
Yeah.
I don't know
it was good.
What we could say, but things are happening.
I will say
we
that.
Could say Sam. What are their names?
I think Henry and Sam.
Henry and Sam. Yeah, we are in that arc with the show.
At first, it was another one of those things where I found myself at the beginning of the episode going, "Okay, why did you need to make these changes?" But then by the end of the episode, I was like, "Okay, this is my favorite episode of the whole series." I'm like,
nice.
this was my favorite episode of the whole series. Like, it's not like the changes that they initially like I saw them make or do were necessarily bad. It was just like, I'm like, okay, like, why did you feel the need to even do this? Like, like just because you could, or
I feel like this episode definitely feels the most like what The Last of Us is as a whole.
Yes, I mean, you get everything. You get the drama. You get the you get the action. You get everything that like I feel like the game encompasses. Mm-hmm. I liked it. It was probably it was my favorite episode of the season so far.
Yeah. Don't want to give too much away, but
yeah.
Man, great
it
writing.
Really it hit
acting.
Me too. Yeah.
Great directing. Yeah. I don't know. It was. I kind of forgotten what happens, and so I was re-surprised and was like, "Oh man."
Well, because the way things pan out, I don't think that's how it works in the game. At least I don't remember anyway. It's been a while, which I'm still working through that on stream. But like, things definitely don't end the same way, and so it's just like interesting. I'm just like, wow, okay, like y'all like. You went and did it. You went and did the thing, and just like, for better or worse, like it still hit hard. Whether to me, I'm like it hits hard whether you're a fan of the game or not. Like, yeah. So,
I've also been watching a show called Alone. I think I just watched a single episode of it a while back. I'm on episode 9 now, and they are hour-long episodes. They are not 45-minute episodes. Whole hours. There's 12 of them total. A lot of time. Some of them are a little bit shorter, but it's crazy. That show is so intriguing to me. I want to go out in the woods for a month and just disappear, and I won't. Probably. It's interesting because I really want to do that in high school. I got out of high school, and in our school they called them wilderness trips, and you would be out on your own for a week. We'd be on our own for a day. We would be backpacking for a week. And I did that. And then like from then to my senior year of high school, I was like, I want to go do that for a month. And I was just going to go up and backpack and eat ramen noodles. And so the show is so much like reignited that in me. They are doing stuff that I definitely couldn't do. I would definitely be more prepared. You only get 10 items for the Alone show. And then it's like a month before winter is when they start. So they have only a month to gather like food. And they don't get ramen noodles. Ramen noodles are a hack for backpacking, by the way. They're super light. Boil some water.
Totally. Yep.
Make ramen noodles. They don't have any food. They just have like their 10 items that they take with them. And so winter, they're in Canada. I've been watching the last couple episodes and it's been like 7 degrees outside.
Ooh.
And they're just living in huts that they've made. They make their own like log cabins.
Oh my
basically.
Gosh. Yeah.
One of them has a pit house, which is really cool. So she dug down into the earth and then built like a cabin around that so that it would stay a little bit
warmer. Oh wow. That's pretty smart. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really creative stuff happening. And then there's people that'll leave that you like they would have won if they could have stuck out whatever situation. One of them, the poor guy, like he had a heart attack. Yeah, and so like he had to call. You have a phone and you call for rescue when you tap out, and then it's the last person standing. And I still haven't understood how long they have to stay. They might have to stay until everyone gives up except one.
Wow.
I haven't gathered that yet. But they all want, I think they get $500,000 or something like that. So,
Dang.
or 25, I don't remember. They get a lot of money. And so, I assume everyone wants to tap out eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, super, super interesting. Oh, and it's Bear Country. That's another thing that they have going on.
Ooh.
I'm amazed no one's died yet in this, like, series. They have health checks once a week, so they get, like, some human interaction.
Okay, good. Yeah.
And they can't lose so much, like a certain amount of weight. There are some like things, but
Okay, good.
one dude, he just chased a bear. He was just curious where this bear was going because he didn't want it to like get in his like area, his camp. And the bear charged him, and they equipped him with some bear
Absolutely not.
spray. Yeah, and I'm like,
Absolutely.
you could have died.
Yeah.
And then one lady, she went swimming to do something like for survival, but she almost froze to death, and just put it
That's
on
not smart.
camera. And like, I was like, if you would have passed out, like you wouldn't have gotten rescued in time.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. They have 9 seasons and no one's died yet, but they're pretty dangerous.
9
situations.
seasons? Oh, wow.
Yeah. But you can only watch season 8 for some reason on Netflix. I had never heard of it before. And
I mean, you did say it was set in Canada, right? It's probably a Canadian like show.
yeah, it might be. This one specifically is in Canada. I don't know if they all are.
Oh, that's a good point. It might be different areas.
Yeah. This is on, it looks kind of like I think it's an island. I don't remember what lake it is.
Wow.
And yeah, they just live
It'd be
out.
interesting to see like what network that show's on or something, like where to watch
History
the
Channel.
rest of them. Oh, History Channel? Oh, cool.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
It's cool. I'm really, really enjoying it. And now that there's like 4 of them left.
I might see if that's on Hulu or something.
Yeah. Now that there's a few of them left, like you're only getting them. The first few episodes, you would only get like 2 of the characters. People. They're not characters.
They're alive.
And then you would get like 2 other ones. And
That's
there's
funny.
10 of them when they start out, and so now it's a little bit more focused.
That's interesting.
Cool show. I'm loving it. The last thing I watched isn't really a TV show, but I didn't know where to put it, and that is if you look up Megazord Conference, I think on YouTube. I'm
What?
trying to think
Oh,
what
yeah.
it's actually called on YouTube there.
It is called the documentary.
Yeah.
The
I'm looking it up now. Anyways, it is a conference that was put on by a bunch of Twitch. I can't find it. Dang it. By a bunch of Twitch streamers, Christian Twitch streamers.
mm-hmm.
YouTube. I'm looking. I'm not gonna be able to find it right now. Anyways, if you look up Christian Conference Megazord, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. There were a bunch of different Twitch. It was only Twitch. It looked like streamers that were invited to get together. It was closed.
I guess content creators as a whole, I guess, to like all encompassing.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was
Yeah.
not a Twitch streamer on there that was there.
Right.
But it was invite only, and then they made a little documentary about 45 minutes long, just going over like what they talked about and what they did.
That's pretty
And-
awesome.
Yeah, the documentary. I'm really, really grateful for it because I was very interested when I heard about it. I heard about it a couple days after it had ended, and basically the idea of the Megazord, and the name is fitting. It was unity, trying to bring all these people
Yeah.
together and see how they could help each other. And then one thing that I thought was really cool is towards the end of it, they were talking about how they want to make sure that they want to unite so that they can set it up so that new streamers can come in, and they will be capable of equipping them with resources and support on how to do the whole Twitch streaming thing.
Yeah.
They talked about maybe doing like a book or something. I don't know. But I think it's really, really important that they're doing that. I hope they continue doing it in the future. I definitely figured Geeks Under Grace, we should be reporting on it at the very least.
Oh yeah, for
Talking
sure.
about it a little bit. 'Cause it's really cool. Love Thy Nerd, God Squad was there. Jate is going to be Twitch streaming with us during our Level Up event.
Nice.
Love Thy Nerd. Obviously, we don't run up almost all time.
Mhm.
A lot of names that we consider friends. So Yeah, definitely super cool. Watch the documentary if you get some time. What else have you been watching, LJ?
That's kind of all I have.
Yeah. Shelley?
All I had was I finally finished Spy X Family, because basically
Nice.
we watched it and we were caught up to the point in which the episodes were out, and then we took a break because we're like, oh, those episodes, and then the rest of the episodes finally released. So it was only like 2 more as well. Like, we really just kind of watched it earlier. We just kept forgetting, honestly. So we finally sat down and watched the last 2 episodes of the second season, essentially, and I just want more. I just want more of it. Give me more Spy X Family. It's such a nice little show. It's so, like, I don't know. It just hits everything right. I really don't have anything like new to say about it, other than I just want more of it. That's all. I need the next season to come out.
It's such a good show.
And you know what? I also need the Kaguya-sama movie that's coming
Ooh.
Tuesday and Wednesday this week, so
That's such the perfect time for that to come out.
it is, but I'm so mad because, listen, I'm on a 5... I wake up at 5 a.m. now, every morning.
Oh, yeah.
And all the movies are the theaters that have this movie in my area. Well, 1, none of them are even close to us. And 2, they start at 7:30 p.m.
Oh,
And I, like, go to bed at 9.
yeah.
And so I am very, very sadly not going to be able to watch it, but I'm just so hoping it's going to come to, like, Crunchyroll and streaming services quickly. Like, I really hope, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want to see that eventually. I know it's more of a movie, but it's kind of shows, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
We'll get into the TV news then. We'll keep it pretty short. We got 2 things here. We had a Mandalorian TV spot that was... I didn't see any new content in it. Apparently there were more Mandalorians. But I'm just ready for the show now.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Wasn't a whole
Same.
lot, but it's there. And then probably the bigger piece of TV news is there's been a green light for Spiderman Noir. And that is going to be a TV show on Amazon Prime.
That's going to be cool. At least I hope.
Yeah, it could be a lot of fun. I really like Amazon Prime's animated stuff. I feel like for the most part, their animated stuff's honestly better than their live action.
Is that what... Did they say this was animated?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So.
Even better. Even better.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how that all works with Sony and Disney. Because I know Disney has the rights to TV shows. But I feel like...
yeah, and then Sony has a partnership with Netflix for, like movie distribution, like, from theaters, too.
Yeah, that's right. So I don't know...
That's crazy.
Who has this and why it's going to Amazon, but...
Yeah.
I'm hoping that that'll kind of change the tone of it a little bit. Maybe they don't want it on Disney Plus because it's going to be a little bit more Invincible-like.
I think didn't they have that Silk show that was also like another Spider-Man spin-off coming to Amazon, or was that something else?
I might have. Silk's definitely...
I feel like that was also... Yeah.
I don't know. But I think it's cool. There weren't a lot of details. It's basically just that it was greenlit. So we'll keep everyone updated as more
they could really get that style, like, perfect in animation, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
It's going to be Batman, Spider-Man, and old...
Although a Sin City style, like, filmed Spider-Man movie would be awesome.
It would be.
Like a show. Oh, I want... Yeah.
I think this could be cool.
Yeah.
But that is all of the news. Told you to be short. Are we geeking out about anything else this week?
Nope,
Besides
that's
Rihanna?
it.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, well, we will end the podcast there then. Remember, Level Up event is March 3rd, starting at 4 o'clock.
Let's go!
5 o'clock Mountain Time, 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern. In case you're wondering.
Yeah, all the time zones. Now you gotta do UTC. You might as well, yeah.
But, I'm so excited. We will see you guys later. LJ, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at LJ the Paladin.
And Shelley?
You can find me on Twitter at TheShellshock24.
You can find me on Instagram on Wednesdays. No, you can find me on Instagram. Cody Armour. And then you can find me on Twitch on Wednesdays.
There we go.
Twitch.tv/geeks-under-grace.
Nice save.
Keep gaming, keep praying, and God bless.
Bye bye.
Peace.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Geeks Under Grace podcast. We love hearing from you, so feel free to ask us questions or just comment on the show by using the hashtag GUGcast on Twitter, or by joining the GUGcast questions channel in the Geeks Under Grace Discord. If you like this episode, consider leaving a review or rating of our show on your favorite podcast app. If you want even more Geeks Under Grace, you can always go to geeksundergrace.com. We love you all so much, so thank you for listening.